Hi everybody, it's Jill Blanchett with Green Thumb Stampers. I'm here for another Finally Friday video. This week I'm going to show you a card made into, well, it's a temperature quilt block made into a card, and it's for a 10-day range of temperatures. So hang on and I'll tell you all about it. All right, hi guys. Today I'm going to show you this fun card. Hopefully you can see that it stands up. Yeah, Jill, what's so fun about it? This card is called, she called it a temperature card. So if you're a quilter, or if you've ever heard of a temperature blanket or temperature quilt, they take the temperature every single day for like the whole year, and then they have colors of fabric that they sew together in different color for the temperature of each day. Well, Julie Heights from the Chirpy Card Maker of Quilts, she has a page called Quilts and More, I believe is the name of it. If you find her Chirpy Card Maker of Quilts page, it's one of her groups underneath there. And she came up with the idea to do a temperature card. And so she did 10 days. She wrote out a whole bunch of instructions you can find on there. I'm not going to share her instructions because that just wouldn't be fair, but I will show you what you can get there. She's got the whole instruction for how she came up with what she did. I don't have the thermometer. She has a thermometer that shows you which colors to choose. And then she gives us the template to lay out what you're going to need. So what I've been doing on my own, because here in Michigan our 10 days of temperatures didn't change that much, I went ahead and created my own thermometer, and I did it at the 5-degree mark. So what you do is you find your temperatures. For this particular one is 10 days, and you can go to wunderground.com or search Weather Underground, and then that will take you to a weather Facebook or Google, take you to the weather page for this, weatherunderground.com. Then you can go under more and click on historical weather, and then there you can put in your zip code and the date. And then on the next page you can click across the top and it'll say like daily, weekly, and I did mine weekly on the day that I wanted. Then if you just go up to, it'll be in a grid, you just go up to the grid and it'll tell you the highest temperature for the day. So I went and then I wrote down my 10 days that I wanted to get the temperature for. And then you just go in whatever color is on your grid, on your thermometer. So I'm going to say February 1st was 24 degrees. So I'm going to find my thermometer and I picked Pacific Point for that temperature. And then that's just what you do for each temperature. And then you follow her layout for, she calls this a 10-point, maybe it's called a 9-point. Let's see. I'm not a quilter. It's a 9-patch square, she calls it. And so you start with a 3 3/4 inch square, and then you're going to build your quilt pattern around it, and there's just 9 days there, and then these along the sides are the 10th day for this particular one. And you can do any days you want. You could do, doesn't have to be 10 days in a row. It could be, how about your temperature for the last 10 birthdays of, whoever's card you're sending them. So if your birthday is February 17th, do last 10 years worth of February 17th and create your card like that. So this particular card is just 10 days in the making here in Michigan. So I've got my 3 3/4 inch square. Then what you're going to do is mark off. Let's see if I can find my pencil. You're going to mark off and create your grid. So you need 1 1/4 inches across. Oops, and see my first one, I just messed it up. So 1 1/4, then we're going to go 1 1/4, and then this should be the last 1 1/4. Then I'm going to go this way, and so you can just go all the way around and make your dots at 1 1/4. And then we're going to connect our dots. So let me finish. All right, so I'm just connecting all my dots now. And as you guys know, as we get going in this, my straightness will probably show up that I drew my lines crooked or cut crooked. So it's not going to be perfect, but I'm going to show you how to do it. So now you've got your 6, or not 6, we got 9. We got 9 squares across there. And then she shows on her directions how you want to go from corner to corner on the first one and the second one. And like I say, if you're a quilter or know anything about how all this works, this will be, like, I'll say, a breeze for you. I am not a quilter. Okay, and then this middle one, you're going to cut in half. So this will be, I'm going to go corner to corner, but we're only going to make the line to the center. And then we're just going to go around. We've got halfway, and then we're going to do this one halfway. And her PDF you can print, and that's what I did. And then we're going to go this way. So I'm going to go around and make all my lines. Fill in my, I won't make you watch me. And then the center one is, again, corner to corner, but you're only going to go part way. So I'm going to go ahead and finish going around, and I'll be back. All right, so I got them all done. So basically, break it down into the 3. You're going to go corner to corner, half, half, and then the third one, you'll go the opposite, and then come back in the middle and draw the half line, and it's the same way. So 2 go to the right, and the last goes down this way, and then you do it in the half, and you just break it down. You do that on all the way around, and then you end up with this template. So then you can come through, just for your own peace of mind. This is day 1. This is day 2, day 3, day 4. Well, I hate this eraser. Come down here because this whole one is day 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then your side pieces are 10. You're going to have in the center a 1 1/4 inch square to start off day 1. Then all your big ones, 2, 4, 6, and 8 are 1 3/4 inches cut in half, because you're only going to use half of it. And then your little tiny ones are a 7/8 inch square cut in half, because again, you'll only use that little tiny bit of it. And then each day, whatever your temperature is, you'll find either designer series papers to cut that contain that color, or you can use just cardstock. You can emboss them, you can stamp on them, you can create your own paper. You could do however you want to do it. And so now I'm going to go gather my papers, and I'll be back. I'm back, and this is where the fun begins now. We're going to go ahead and we're going to glue our pieces onto our quilt block. I'm going to actually call it that. So again, you guys know, don't do a lot of stuff straight, so there's always that possibility that it could be messed up with all my lines lining up. All right, so that was my first day, and it was Starry Sky was the color that I came out with. My second day was Pacific Point, and I know I only have a little bit of Pacific Point, but that was all the paper I could quickly find that had the Pacific Point in it. And we're going to glue that down to the second day. See, my lines are off already. So who knows what I've done. My third day is, let me look at my third day and tell you what the temperature was. 33. And that made it a balmy blue piece of paper. And then this is all you do. You just keep finding each day the weather and go ahead and just keep gluing them around. Now that we have all of our days on, we're going to go ahead and trim this out. So just go around and trim to all the white card base out of there. You can use your trimmer if you need to. I think my scissors are going to work best for getting in this one. But definitely you could use your trimmer on this longer one. So I'm just going to finish cutting this out, and I'll be back again. All right, we have our quilt block cut out. We want to mount that onto a 3 3/4 inch basic white square. And I'm going to mount it according to, here's my center and here's my day 1, day 2. So I'm going to mount it on this piece of paper like that, so that day 2 is up at the top. Now, if you want to go ahead and emboss this or, you know, do something to it, I got glue. Make sure you get your glue off. Go ahead and, you know, emboss it or do whatever you want to do to it right now. When you got that done, then you're going to mount that on, you're going to pick your color for your card base, and then pick the same color. You have a 3 7/8 inch square. So then we're going to mount this on that. Like this. And this is just a little 1/8 inch border. Okay. Set that aside for a second. We've got an 8.5 by 5.5 inch base. Go ahead, score it at 4 1/4, or just fold it in half and crease it up. Then we're going to bring in our trimmer, and we're going to move our score blade out of the way. No, we want our score blade. We're going to keep our score blade there, and we are going to put the edge at 7/8 of an inch, and we're going to cut up to the center. All right, so now you can either put this side at 7/8 of an inch like this, or you can flip it over and bring it up to 7/8 inch on this side, whichever is easier for you. Then you're going to draw the score, I keep calling it the score blade, your cutting blade up to the center. Now we're done with our trimmer. And to keep things simple so that you've got a white on the inside, go ahead and just cut a 5 1/4 by 4 inch base of basic white and go ahead and glue that to the inside. If you don't want to waste your white, go ahead and then just measure that down and cut. You only need it this wide, so let me tell you what it is. If you're trying to save on your white, you'll want 3 3/4 inches by 4. So then we're going to come over and we're going to adhere down these flaps. So put some adhesive on your flap. close it down, turn it around, and put some adhesive on the other flap. Close it down, and now we're left with just the center opening. Okay, so now you can come in and you can score that at 2 1/8, or just go ahead and fold it in half. Does the trick too. Like so. Now we have our paper from our day 10, and that is 5/8 inch wide, and I cut mine to 4. Her instructions said 4 1/4, but I wanted to cut mine to 4 to leave the same border all the way around. So I'm going to glue that on there. And like I said, this is your day 10 color. Hopefully it matches whatever base you picked. And that's kind of why I picked this Starry Sky. It goes with all the blues in my paper, but it'll really make the parakeet party pop out of there. So the biggest part of your card is going to be to pick your days. Find your temperatures and pick your paper. Go through your paper till you can find, I have, let me see what my days were. So Starry Sky, Pacific Point, then I had Pool Party. No, I didn't. I had Balmy Blue, then I had Starry Sky again, then I had a Pool Party, Coastal Cabana, Pool Party again, Bermuda Bay, and back to a Coastal Cabana. And then my 10th day, we hit 58, and that boosted me up to my parakeet party color. And then I made a third piece, 5/8 inch wide, and this is going to have to be 3 3/4, not 4. So if you're going to do one on the inside, cut it to 3 3/4. This one is optional. You don't have to put one on the inside, but I just thought it helped jazz it up and keep it colorful. And then I'm just going to put that down here at the bottom of this white. And again, this one's just going to go between these two flaps. So your 3 3/4 inch piece of white would go in here now if you didn't do the whole one like I did, and this piece. Then we're going to put adhesive on this lower flap. If you like the liquid glue, it would be an awesome time to use it. And then I'm going to put a little bit down here on the bottom of my block. Just make sure that your whatever day 1 and 2, day 1 obviously is the center, but day 2 is pointing up. And then I'm just going to adhere that. This is a smidge wider, or tinch, as Kathy would say. And we're just going to glue that down there. And then that will be our stand-up piece. And let me pause here while I get the rest of my supplies for you. So I'm going to do this one now a little bit different than I did the other one. I'm going to make this one into a birthday card. So we need to have the piece that's going to hold it up go across there, all right? So I haven't quite decided how to finish the front. Maybe just some jewels around it, a piece of ribbon. I'm not exactly sure, but we will finish the inside for sure. So I'm going to go to my Artistically Inked. It's been my go-to lately. I love the happy birthday in here. So I'm going to get out the happy birthday. And I'm going to use some Starry Sky ink. Just going to put that in the center. Well, I'm going to put it in the center. I wasn't quite sure how wide to make the paper. Then I'm going to trim off the edges. And then I'll pop that up with my dimensionals that I have hidden around here somewhere. We're going to use one of these. And now you'll want to pop your greeting up on dimensionals so that it has something to lean against. And I will show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to put my happy birthday on here. And I'll put it just above the green. And then this, it's a leaning piece. You see that? It gives the flap something to lean up against and helps it stay propped open. And then on this card, I'm going to put on the inside, I got my under my umbrella stamp, an old retired one, but it has a stamp that says, no matter the weather, we're friends forever. And so I'm going to put that in there with a happy birthday. And then, like I say, something on the outside if you want. You don't even need anything on the outside. So there you have it, everybody. I hope you enjoy the rest of the weekend, and I'll be back again. Take care.